What's happening, y'all? TikTok just showed me this sweet little math puzzle from Andy, and Andy's always posting sweet little math puzzles, but this one I found pretty cool, and I solved it, and I noticed that I solved it in a different way than he did, so I just wanted to post about my method for solving this thing. So basically the directions are that you're looking to find the area of this shape, this whole shape, and we're told that the entire thing is a square, and that each rectangle on the inside has the same area. I think the only other piece of information we're given is that the orange one has a height of 3. So given that this problem is dealing with area and all of the shapes in this puzzle are rectangles, it seems pretty important that we would have the formula for area of a rectangle, which is just area equals length times width. And we're only given information about one of these rectangles, so maybe if we could figure out the area of this rectangle, we could figure out the area of the whole thing, was my first thought process. And I figured it was probably pretty important to label the other dimension of this orange rectangle. So I'm going to call that x. So that's this length right here. So after doing that, I noticed a relationship between the pink and the green rectangles, specifically. And also noticed that they, together, have the same height as the yellow rectangle. So I started noticing relationships in this little shape right here. So because the green and the pink rectangles have the same width, and we told at the beginning of the problem that they have the same area, then they must also have the same length. So I'm going to call that y. And since yellow has a length that is exactly the same as pink plus green, I can represent yellow's length as 2y. And that's cool because now we have something to represent the length of the entire shape. The entire square now has a length of 3 plus 2y. And since we're told at the beginning of the problem that it's a square, 3 plus 2y times 3 plus 2y is going to give us the area of the entire shape. So another way to represent that would be the area equals 3 plus 2y squared. So now I know that if I can figure out what y equals, I'm going to be able to solve this equation because this equation only has one variable in it, and that's y. So at this point, I started noticing a special relationship between the orange shape and this shape in the bottom left-hand corner that's formed by the yellow, green, and pink rectangles. That forms a rectangle of its own, right? And this shape, yellow and green, has the same width as the orange rectangle, which is x. So I'm going to label this length x as well. And now we have this bottom rectangle, which is 3 shapes, and the orange rectangle that have really similar dimensions. We know that the bottom rectangle has the dimensions 2y, and if we want the area of it, we would multiply by x. So 2y times x, and that's going to equal, because there's 3 shapes inside of here, and orange is just only one shape, if we multiply orange's area by 3, it'll equal this bottom rectangle. So we can just do 3 times the area of the orange rectangle, which is 3x, and this is an equation. We can say that this is definitely equal. And this is interesting because there's an x on both sides. And since there's an x on both sides, we can actually divide this equation by x on both sides, which is going to simplify this quite a bit and give us 2y equals 9. So now we can solve for y. All we have to do is divide by 2 on both sides, which is going to give us y equals 4.5. And I said at the beginning that all we needed for the area equation was our y value. Now we have it. We just have to plug it into the original equation. That should give us our answer. So our final equation is just the area equals 3 plus 2. I'm going to plug in the 4.5 for y. And that's all going to be squared. So just order of operations here, we're going to do the multiplication inside first. So 2 times 4.5 is 9. Then we'll do the plus 3, which is 12. When we square that, 12 squared is 144. That's going to be our final answer. Pretty cool little puzzle there. Andy's always posting really cool puzzles. I'm going to try and do some more of these, especially if I'm doing them differently than he is. And I think it should make for some pretty cool content. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.